call for another session. Been looking forward to coming back here for a few months now. It's a lovely little lake, and it's been the second session on here now. I was here last September, had some lovely fish, and those fish have piled on the pounds even since I was last here. It's actually almost like a freak of nature, this lake, because the fish were put in here 10, 11 years ago, sort of doubles, maybe low 20s, and in that time they've grown on to be 50s, 60s, 70s, right up to mid 80s. So, you know, it's not a big lake, but it is a very special one for sure. It's a little bit chilly, you know, it's late March now, so it's hardly going to be suntan weather, put it that way. But you know, it's a bit chilly and it's been a bit damp, and forecast is for more of those sort of conditions for a few days at least. But you know, got the rods out and seen a couple of fish show, not loads, but you know, I'm hopeful that a bit of action's going to come my way. Don't know what, how big. Obviously hoping for one or two of those big lumps to come my way. But at the moment it's just nice to be here again and have the rods out. So I'll take it from there and see what happens over the coming days. Right, well, the rods have only been out for about an hour, and two of them have gone off. One is a nice common, which we haven't actually had a look at yet, but the first one is actually what we think is Dougie. Haven't quite got a true weight yet. We've zeroed, put the scales to 0, and with the sling it's showing 77.12, so it's a big lump anyway. It's looking at around 74-75 pound. But what a start! I've only really just got the rods out, and thought we'd try the key here. I guess the key might be a good bait. It's been working well, and hey presto, 2 rods have gone off. 2 absolute crackers. Anyway, I'm not going to hold it up for long, so I'm just going to lift it up and put it back. But as you can imagine, I'm absolutely over the moon with this. What an incredible start. What a fish, eh? Incredible. So I don't know quite what she weighs yet, but either way it's a PB. So absolutely over the moon. And we've only just started. Literally got the rods out, got the bivvy up, off it went, and Ducky was on the end. There we go. Thank you, Echo Paul. Thank you, Tash and Andy. There we go. Wow. What a start, eh? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, it's hardly stopped raining really since we've been here, which is why I'm able to do this little bit from the bivvy. But the good news is, fish seem to like it anyway. It's actually fishing pretty well. The first fish I showed you, which I've got on video, was Dougie, which was 73.12, so I was absolutely over the moon with that. So it was a fantastic start. Rods literally been out an hour when I had that. But as soon as I landed Dougie, one of the other rods went off straight away, and that was a common known as Janet, which was 55 pounds. So fantastic brace to start with. During the night I had another 2 good mirrors, 58 and 59 pound, and obviously I wasn't able to get them on video because of, well, it was raining and it was dark, but you know, obviously I can show you the pictures. But it's been a good start. I've had a few more fish since then, another 4 fish. They've been smaller ones, a lovely little 12 pound fully scaled, absolutely corking fish. But you know, action is still coming, so hopefully there'll be plenty more to come. Plenty of time left anyway, and things are going well. It'd be nice to see a bit of sunshine, but I think that is due later in the week. But at the moment it's raining, but the fish seem to like it, so I can't complain really, can I? Well, it's not the best conditions for doing filming. It's early morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Just done 3 nights. It's a bit drizzly and rainy, but got a bit of a special one here. Barrel at £70, 12 ounce, and I knew it was a fish that had gone over 70 last winter for the first time, and I caught it myself last year at £65, I think it was 64, and I was sort of hoping I was going to see it, but you know, you always hope to see fish and rarely do when you're actually down here fishing. But it's happened anyway. And you know, I've only been here 3 nights, and this is the second 70 of the trip, so it's turning out to be quite a special trip, this one. Not even halfway through yet, but anyway, I know it's going to be a bit of a job lifting this up because it's a bit lively. I'm just going to lift her up and show you, and then get her back. Barrel at 70 pounds, 12 ounce. Oh. Wow. Oh. Hell of a job to hold. But what a fish, eh? Oh. Well, I hope you can see that all right, because don't think I can do that again. But there we go. What a fish, eh? £70, 12 ounce of Echo ball mirror. But this is the main bait I'm concentrating on this week, which is obviously the key. I'm also using the 4G squid, which has accounted for 2 or 3 fish so far, but the smaller ones, it has to be said, the better ones and the quickest ones did come on the key, so I'm not using much of it. Actually, I'll start off by saying, you probably noticed they've got quite a funny look about them, and that's because I've actually salted all the freezer baits up. It's not always easy keeping fresh bait fresh, basically. They've got a bit of freezer space here on Echo Pool, but not a lot, and I'm actually going on to another lake afterwards, so I've got to keep quite a bit of bait in good condition, and the best way I've found is to salt the baits up. So basically what I've used is 1 kilo of salt to every 5 kilo of boilies, which is why they're all looking like that, as they're covered in salt. But yeah, it does the job, it keeps them fresh. So it's a good little tip for travelling away. If you haven't got a chance to air dry baits, or there's not freezer facilities, use a bit of salt. Anyway, I'm not putting lots of bait out. You know, the thing with the key is it might be expensive, but you don't need to use so much of it. And what I've got here is the basic amount I'm putting out with each rod, which is basically a handful of the little 10 by 15 mil dumbbells and about 15 or 20 mil round baits. And the hook bait is one of the cultured keys, which are these here. You know, they're basically a wafter key hook bait, neutral buoyancy bait, wrapped in a very attractive paste that's got all sort of hydrolyzed fish protein and enzyme active ingredients, and it's incredibly attractive. It dissolves normally in around 2 hours, I suppose, but leaves a little circle of basically attraction around the bait on the bottom. And well, everywhere I've taken them it's worked, and again it's worked here. It worked within the first hour of being here, so you know, they've never seen that before, and straight away they latched onto it big time. So you know, it's not only a high quality bait, but it's instant as well. But there we go. I'm not using a lot of bait, I'm just using little pockets of bait out there. It's still a bit early in the year, water's still a little bit cold. Don't need to use so much of the key anyway, but so far so good. It's caught me some good fish, and early days, I'm sure it's going to catch a few more. Well, first bite for a while, this one. Actually moved this rod further down to the left today on a new spot. Which obviously seems like a good move. Wow, very powerful. right across under that willow at the moment. Just hope there's no roots in there under the bank. I'm gaining line okay now, but I think that's just because it wants to swim that way. Yeah, I think it's just realised. Looks like a nice one anyway. Well, I'll put it this way, it's not a 20 pounder. Alright, I'm guessing it's just about to go underneath this other line. Yeah. I'll go under both. That's better. It's charged off down here. Still can't quite see what it is. It's surfaced then, but I keep thinking it's tiring, and then it goes on these massive runs. It's very near the surface there now. Looks like a big mirror. Because I was sort of hoping it might be common. It's not though, it's a big mirror I think. Ooh, it looks a good one anyway. Ooh, it looks nice. Yeah. Whatever you are, you look a bit large. Well, I'll tell you what, I ain't got a clue what fish that is. Certainly a good one. Well, it was a lovely surprise in the end. It was golden. I didn't recognise it to start with in the net. Looks like it's been attacked by something over the winter, but it's healing well anyway. Had a few marks on its back. But the good news is it's 69 pound, just a pound off being the third 70 of the trip. But I think that's probably its best weight. No, last year I had it about 65 pound, but 69 pounds, so the third absolute monster of the week. And well, nice to get one in the daytime as well. So I actually managed to get the fight on film, and do a bit of video in daytime, which is nice. But anyway, I know it's going to be lively, so as usual, I keep saying it, but I'm not going to hold it for long. But just show you it anyway, because it is an absolutely lovely fish. Look at that, eh? 69 pound of Gordon. Beautiful. There we go. Lovely result, eh? Get ready for it. Here it comes. Here it comes.